Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to show you my take on creamy sausage and peppers, so stay tuned. Our first ingredient we're dealing with is bok choy. So in order to start prepping these, there's many ways to prep bok choy, but just this time I just decided to slice off the end piece and then cut it in half horizontally to remove the leafy part from the hard part. Then I'm just going to slice this up pretty thin, and I want to keep them separated because I'm going to add the hard part in first so that it gets a chance to get soft, because the leafy part, it won't take that long to soften up. So now I'm just going to repeat the same process with the remaining 3 bok choy. Now for the leafy tops, I'm just gonna roughly chop them. They're kind of like spinach where it will wilt down, so it didn't really matter what size they are because they'll wilt down, so don't worry about it. Our next ingredient is green onions. So with these green onions, I'm just going to slice off the roots, and then I'm gonna cut them in a bias, just because it looks fancy. I also want to keep these kind of big because I don't want them to wilt down to nothing. I like to actually see my green onions, so that's why I'm cutting them pretty big. If you don't like them super big, then just cut them small. Up next is parsley. So I'm just going to take these stems off because I'm not going to use them. And then I'm just going to cut this in half and use half of it for this dish and then half of it for something else. And then I'm just going to chop this up pretty small just because this is for a garnish and I don't want huge chunks of parsley in my teeth. Next is sausage. I'm using beef. You could use pork or turkey. Taking the sausage out of the package, I'm just going to cut this in half, and then I'm going to cut this at a bias just so it gives me more surface area for more caramelization. And I'm going to cut this pretty thin, about a ½ inch to an inch thick. Cut it to your thickness however you like it. I just wanted it this way, it just was easier. Now I'm just going to chop up some garlic. It's 5 pieces. You can use however much or little you like. I just really like garlic, so I just used what I had left. Other ingredients I'm using are frozen riced cauliflower, this frozen onion blend. This has onions, red, green, and yellow bell peppers, a dollop of daisy, heavy whipping cream, some sesame oil, and extra virgin olive oil. I'm just taking a tablespoon and splitting it between this pot and pan. These pans suck. I bought them from Target. They were like Calphalon. They suck. Don't ever buy them, please. Once the oil is warm, I'm going to add my riced cauliflower. I want to add this early so that it can brown up nice. I have both pans on medium-high heat. I'm just stirring this around to break up any big chunks. I really want to fry this cauliflower rice off because I'm not a big fan of cauliflower rice, but if I cook it this way, it's actually edible. In this pan, I'm going to add my sausage. I'm just going to try to make it into an even layer just so one side can really caramelize. And then once that's done, I'm going to flip it over so the other side can. And once that's all done, I'm going to transfer it into a bowl. In the same pan that I cooked the sausage in, I'm just going to take the bottom part of the bok choy and just let this simmer for a little bit just so it can get soft. Do you see how black this pan is? I hate it. Next, I'm going to add this whole bag of peppers and just let this simmer until it is cooked and soft. Now I'm just going to add the top half of our bok choy, and I'm just going to stir this around until it wilts. And in goes the garlic. So now I'm going to take that cooked sausage we set aside and I'm going to put it back into the pan and just stir it around till it's incorporated. Now this is about 2/3 cup of the heavy cream and about a scoop of the sour cream. I just mixed it together in a bowl and just poured it in. Now I'm just going to stir it all around so it gets all nice and creamy. Now I'm just going to season it with some salt, pepper, and some garlic seasoning. At this point you can now add your green onions, about half of what we chopped. Now on to our riced cauliflower. I like mine really fried, so that's just what I'm doing. I'm just frying it off, stirring it around just so it doesn't burn. I'm just going to add the other half of our green onions, and I'm just going to stir it in and let it soften. Now that the cauliflower rice is almost done, I'm just going to add a splash of this toasted sesame oil. This is what makes it taste like rice to me. So I'm just going to mix this around and let it cook off just a little tiny bit, and you are done. Now that everything is done, it is time to serve and eat. I just have a bowl here filled with about 2/3 cup cauliflower rice. I'm just going to spoon the mixture over it. Now you don't have to have cauliflower rice. You can just have regular rice, serve it with under noodles, or just eat it plain. It's actually really quite delicious plain too. I'm just going to sprinkle it with some parsley that we have, and there you have it, my take on a creamy sausage and pepper. Hope you enjoy.